Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, a divine psychic medium, delivering messages to you from the higher realms. So welcome everyone. This is such a powerful transmission that I'm about to give, right? And it's finally doing justice for me, because with this Stargate 888, the Lion Stargate of 2024, we all knew that this is going to be a very, very big, powerful alignment, right? Being the vibrational year of an 8, I was even calling this the Stargate, the Infinity Stargate, right? Because with everything that's happening, the massive awakenings, the light codes that have been coming in, and the energy of the planet rising, right? Just so much going on, especially being, an energy worker and healer, and there's just so much, right? Just activating the crystalline grid, just a new source of energy coming through, so just so many things get revealed. And anyway, okay, so I've got some very, very powerful downloads to give, right? That I just got meditating on this energy, because there was a huge shift from yesterday to today. Like yesterday, when I was going through it, there was just so much uncertainty, I guess, is what I was getting at, because it's like when you're at this powerful time of making these decisions, because a lot of decisions that you make are between you and the universe, right? You and God, divine source. They're not always out in the physical, right? Because it's your creation. What you think and feel is what you create. So you're always in co-creation, and that gives you your next levels, your next steps, right? And it's like with this rays of energy, and then it's like we're magnetically activating each of us, because we are portals, we are walking stargates, right? Especially a star seeds, right? And being on this 145,000 frequency, we're all connected. Like I was saying, we finally pierced the barrier where, and some have been saying the veil is gone. It is. I finally realized that, even though I see all this chaos and conflict going about, I still feel very protected. And I've been seeing a lot of my star family has been talking about it too. You just realize when you reach this level of alchemy, that you're able to transmute all of the dark, dense energy to light. You see above it. You see it from a vantage point of what is this showing me? This is but a reflection of something within me, an aspect. So you start to realize that every single thing literally helps you, and it's about rethinking and all of that, and the negative side of dark energy, devil energy, all of that. You understand all the interworkings of all of it. You understand how to use it to your advantage, right? So when you start to see things from that sort of perspective, you see it from a higher level. It's raising your consciousness, and it's allowing you to see different ways. When you start to realize there's always a way to figure something out. There's always an alternate reality. There's a different way that you can shift, that you can change something that's not working for you, and you really take control of your life, right? So, wow, they just had me go very metaphysical. I've got just so many beautiful energies that come in here. So what I'm getting at is even with cycles and stuff closing out, major cycles, and you seeing from a higher level why you went through certain relationships and situations and trials and tribulations, you start to release them, and there's this big awakening happening where so many people are starting to see that, figured out that it's causing this big shift, right? So I was feeling a lot of this energy of all that uncertainty, because it's so many people are on the verge of just dramatically changing their life, going after their passions, their dreams, their desires, realizing that being of this vibration of love, that's what matters, not everything on the physical. And so there's this big jump, this big shift, right? And so I've been picking up being, extremely empathic, that a lot of us, we're the transmitters too. I took on multiple roles as a light worker. I'm definitely a blue ray, and I do believe the blue rays, they possess all of the traits of the light workers, because we're the strongest, the rarest type, right? Because it takes a lot to be able to constantly You know, like, I'm a grid worker, I'm a transmuter, I'm a teacher, I'm a way shower, you know what I mean? I can keep going. There's some that are just one specific way, you know, and way showers are the most, the most easiest, right? Level, I feel, because those are the ones that come here, being of love and light, showing the way, all of that. Okay, I'm not going to get into each one. Wow, there's so many different ways I could go with this. But look into the different ones, because a lot of times I give you keywords, and it's like different things for you to start to research and look up, and it could dramatically like open a new door for you, right? Like I recently found one term, and I don't know how to, I'm going to look more into it before I release it, but one term that I heard from a long time ago, right? Like Hebrew language, right? Just open up a whole new door to me to my next path. That's also why I don't want to, I want to explain it all. But but you're feeling this energy like keeping things private to yourself too, because it allows you to not have that resistance and not be thinking about people's criticism. You know what I mean? Which really puts you in that earthbound ego energy, anchors you here where you're focusing on yourself and everybody else around you instead of like what it is you truly want. It's like living through your heart center instead of through your mind. Like I've recently been like, my mind is one place, my heart is another. How do I merge the two? A lot of us are going through this high heart chakra activations, right? Which is allowing just a lot of things to be released. It's like, especially if you trauma bonded into relationships, all right, and you were dealing with those, you could be recognizing now that those are, and when you heal that trauma, it's like that trauma might work for me anymore then. It's not going to be as fulfilling. It's not, you know what I mean? Like if you were staying in something due to like an insecurity and then you let go of that insecurity, it's like, why am I still here then? Like what is this doing for, you know what I mean? Like that gets you to start. You know what I mean? So there's so much of this transmuting, right, that I was feeling. So let me get back to what I was talking about. The huge shift that I was feeling yesterday was that it was like so much uncertainty and cycles closing out. That's why we've been seeing so much destabilization and so much chaos and so many things going down and not working because they're dissolving, because it's people's belief systems that they're working. It's like the timelines that so many have been creating due to their fear is just eliminated. It's like all of a sudden if you could just take away everyone's fear, you know what I mean? Like it would just stop. So pretty much that's what's going on, right? Frequency of love, right? It's like we've ascended higher, right? And like I was saying, with feeling this protection, right? Because when you see it from a higher level and you realize all of that, you don't feel like you need as much protection anymore because you know how to handle yourself. So it's like, guys, we all, especially as being spiritual workers, and I'm not saying not to, because if you feel that you need to constantly call on your guides and spirit, like for a protection purpose, instead of just being open because they're flowing through us, right? This is the merging of divine with the earthly realm, right? So listen for a little bit. It's going to make more sense, right? Because this is the first thing that I got in my channeling. It was that we are one with Jesus through Christ consciousness because we are shining the light through us. And we're portals and stargates, because especially if a lot of you work with the Ascended Masters, Jesus is an Ascended Master. He's one of the first carriers of Christ consciousness here in the physical earthly realm, right? So that's why, they flipped it all, okay, and made it to where, Son of God extension of God source energy, right? And they flipped it and turned it into worshiping and then sacrifice. And just, I never understood why everybody always worshiped the sacrament, because I never understood it, right? Because I'm really against religion, but open to spirituality. Like, I get it, like, not against, like, everybody has their own belief systems, right? But it all leads back to higher power source, God source energy. But it's like they misled, because you're never supposed to worship, pull in that energy. You're separating yourself from God source energy. You know, we are pieces of God's source energy, every single one of us, every single thing, every single living thing, everything. That's why I'm against eating animals and killing it, all of that stuff, because it's not part of creation, part of this vibration of love. So you see, as we reach Christ consciousness within, and we reach the highest vibration of love, because that's what Jesus was. You know, and if you're awakened to higher levels of consciousness, you know, Jesus is already working with you. The spirit guide of mine has been always, right? Because I very much, I'm not going to get too much into my story, my past life incarnations, but a lot of you could be getting downloads and realizing like who you were in past lives, you know, because I've always said it over here. The ones from the very beginning are here at the end, right? So, and it's like we're pulling them back through. We're merging everything. So as we reach these higher levels of consciousness, right? As we, you know, go to these higher realms, we're working directly with these individuals, and especially us that are mediums, right? Where we've been tapping into being used, letting our vessel be used for spirit, right? It's kind of like, it's like everybody's going to be developing and having this mediumship ability, basically, because it's merging, it's all energy, frequency, love, right? It's just there was so much blocks they couldn't come through. That's why as psychics are the ones that we're tapped in, because we can hear and connect with higher dimensional realms, right? And that's why every single soul has those gifts and those abilities. It's awakening them and opening up to them, right? But it took us that infiltrated the system to come back to teach you all that and to get you to, right? So the new age is the knowledge and everything from the ancient, you know what I mean, realms, right? In the very beginning, you know, we were 12 dimensional. We were running on 12 strands of DNA activated, and we went back to, they got us down to 1. That's what I mean, us that are fully activated. 12 strands of DNA fully activated, where we have all psychic skills and abilities online. But for some of you, you could have recently went through that, and now you have all systems go. So when you have all of your psychic skills and abilities are online, right? So but you see what I mean, like, and they keep showing me the image, right? I don't know if it's one of those like things they use to advertise some of the in the film industry, but you know, like I keep hearing the Minions too. They keep playing a lot in my head. Let me tell you this real quick, all right? Because a lot of movies and my guides work with me a lot through electronics, right? Because it's a flow of energy. When you start to realize these signs and you come up with your own light language with the divine, they work with you. So because my children are always playing stuff, whatever, I get a lot through the movies, right? And it's like when they pull me to certain clips in the movie, certain things. All right, so literally I have to tell you. And I even shared the trailer to this movie. For those of you that follow me on Facebook, like I put little things on my Facebook all the time that you should take a look at. So share the trailer of the Ugly Dolls, right? And that was always the name of that movie. Always came about around July. I remember, like, we seen it for my birthday. The kids even got me an Ugly Dolls cake, you know. So the universe was really trying to show me that. So it really tied it into me that my son, his birthday's this weekend. And so he's thinking of fun things, and he picked the Ugly Doll movie. So anyway, I was like, oh, that's so cute. It's always around my birthday, which is also around stars. So serious, very significant, right, where I've gotten a lot of activation. So it's led me down another path. But anyway, let me get back to this one. So in the movie, The Ugly Dolls, I should have probably found where I wrote it down. Let me try to remember exactly how it was. But it's one of the beginning opening songs that they're singing, where it's now or never, and it's like a portal opening up in the sky, but it's open forever. Okay, I think I totally said it wrong, except the important part was they were looking at that the portal in the sky is open forever, right? And I've been getting so many things they were showing me all day yesterday was the gates open. I've been getting the keys. It's like so many of us reach the frequency, like the gates are open. We have transmuted so much of the dark dense energy. It's now able for anyone to obtain it. And we've laid the barrier, right? We went through basically the firmament, right, of the mind, right, of humanity. And so now anybody can reach those levels of consciousness. Once they release, they can get their etheric energy, get control of their Merkaba energy, right? And transmute and go to heaven on earth, because that is a state of mind, a frequency of level and shifting, this world. And those are the ones that are going to be uniting and coming in. It's just it's the split, it's the separation. It really is. Like, I really understand all of it. But so, and if there's so much in that movie, okay, because all right, and it's been a while. Like, I can't even, I was gonna like recap on it a little bit and do a whole thing about that, because I get so many different things, right? When they bring me to like a big, like I told you, there's series with steps of what they've done with showing me, because I pay very attention to science frequencies, the way that the universe delivers me. You know how sometimes you have really big signs that you see, like, that catch your attention. You could be thinking about something, and then all of a sudden you like see a billboard, you're looking right at what you were thinking about, and you're just like, wow, I've driven by this so many times, I never looked at it, and now I am, and I was just thinking about that. Like, wow. It's little things like that, but it's like, it's when you start to connect. So what they were showing me too is that when we go back now to the movie, that with the portal always open, that's why I was saying, like, the veil's always open. Like, there is no more veil. The merging for us to this higher vibration, like, it's here, right? So you don't have to ask for protection anymore. It's just, you have it. You are it, right? Now, definitely always, I mean, and I shouldn't even have to tell you to be thanking your ancestors, spirit guides, teachers, and all of that, because you are one with them. So you're constantly in communication and flow. Like, I was starting to get to where it's like, like when I do see things that happen and I need more, I call it in when I feel it, but not before, like, on the daily. Like, there'd be, like, I used to get to where I'm like, I really only have to do, like, my invocations and protection and all of that, like, every day. Part of my meditative practice was just to do that. But then it was like, when I'd feel a lot of chaos going on in the room, and I'd cleanse my space before getting into a reading, I would call, like, all in. And I was even getting to where, like, I know you're all here already, but I was still like, it just makes you feel better to constantly be calling you in. But I'm just saying, like, if for those of you that feel hesitant, like, you feel like you need to because you're not protected, like, you need to stop that. Just be open more with, just more thinking and acknowledging is, like, I guess the message that was coming across that they would like, especially mine, like, I don't thank them enough, right? I call them a lot, but I don't think, like, I'm going to start, just saying and acknowledging them for all of the signs and messages when I receive them, like, throughout the day and all of them, you know what I mean? So just maybe, I don't know, do whatever you feel is right for you. But I'm just saying, for a lot of you, like, you're protected. Like, all this stuff you're divinely protected to pursue everything at this time. Because for a lot of you, I guess that hesitant too, because maybe you're starting to experience new things. Like, for some of you, maybe, like, you're starting to get into tarot. Maybe you were only oracle readers before, but then you could be in this energy. Well, I don't want to pull on the wrong end. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be in that. It's letting go of that frequency, like the merging. Oh, and then what they were showing me, like, with the movie thing, that's where I got distracted. Like, they were showing me the globe, right? And as the globe is getting closer, light just starts piercing all over the earth, right? And it's like, as the sound, like, universal maybe, or Adobe, like, how sometimes they change the beginning before the movie starts, the introduction, like, with that's why they kept playing the Minions while they were showing me that. Maybe it is with or like Bob is singing ba 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 ba. I can't even do it right now. It's really, oh my god. Watch the beginning to the Minions if you have not. Like, that was brought back because we're going to see Minions, the new one, or is it Despicable Me? One of those, or whatever, the new one we're seeing this weekend. So we've been playing back the other ones, right? So maybe there's something significant with the Minions too. Oh, and for me, it was like their little language, right? And then light language has been really coming out a lot in the collective. So a lot of you, maybe you're starting to go down discovering different ways of light language. Maybe you have your own, like I said, your own way to communicate with the light, right, and the divine. So you're coming up with more your own things. So that's what I guess is a big thing they wanted me to come out, that like you always have this protection now. Like we're on this frequency. Like we have connected. We have networked as star seeds and light workers, that even if like something comes at you and you don't see it, like somebody else sees it and they're gonna handle it for you. Like we're constantly pulling each other out of these things, right? So yeah, okay, so like I was saying, so definitely like it is such a blessing to have this higher level knowledge, right, and guidance. That's what I mean. That's the biggest thing that I finally realized. And like I woke up, like I knew, like I was starting to see all the pieces and the interworkings yesterday, but then waking up after sleeping, all of a sudden I was just like, I get it. Oh my gosh, it was just like all of a sudden it was just all connecting together. So that's what I feel like for a lot of you, maybe that's what the STARGATE's going to look like. Like you're just going to be getting a lot of sign synchronicity and messages, and then it just starts linking together. And spend some time in quiet, because that's what happened. Like I literally went and sat down by the bayou this morning and finally got to where it was quiet and could think. And there was just so much that was going on yesterday. It was like I was getting all the light codes, but I wasn't integrating them. So like we have an alliance of the light. So that's what I mean, like we have raised the vibration, right? The frequency, the level, like, and it's just, we unlock so many doors, right? That they're just open. Everything, that's why I always say be open to discovery, just be open. And another thing they wanted me to talk about too was just wanting love. Like I know we say that a lot, right? That we just want love. But I don't know if it's a lot of Leo energy in me and stuff, because it's like if I see somebody do something wrong, right, and I want to step in, sometimes I'm like, no, I don't, and then I see them get their karma and I'm like, good, like but it's getting away from that, right? And I know that's what's gotten us, a lot of us, to get so far, to know, to heal from things, let karma handle it. It'll be handled. They will reap what they sow. They will feel what they did to, you know what I mean? But you're really finally understanding that we are all one, okay? And that we're all like fractals and pieces of one another and reflective. So when you see somebody getting hurt, it's a piece of you that's in fact like hurting you. That's like not wanting you to heal from something. You know what I mean? Like nobody's left out. No. When you finally realize that you just want love, and genuinely say it, like not the sarcastic way, like that person needs Jesus, right? Which, you see what I mean? See how they've done that? Where did that take it away from love? Why are you saying somebody else needs to love that person, or that person needs to go find Jesus? They need to find the love for themselves, but they also need to see love. And dear, the reason why you're seeing that person is because there's an aspect of you that feels that way. You know, when you start to realize, like, wow, you're starting to see pieces and things. And maybe it's something from an inner child of you that you didn't even realize. Maybe it was something from a past life that's still a piece of you. Because we are all eternal, right? And our soul is so much more. We're so much. It's, you know, sometimes you're here clearing out, you know, you're clearing out stuff for somebody else, right? You're here healing someone else's karma, just like us angels. Like, what if I was to say we are all fallen angels that are here? Every single one of us that came here is a fallen angel. Every single one that is here now has a chance to work through that and create heaven on earth and merge the two. You know what I mean? It's all about like the perception. Like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? However I can say it to get you to see that being to this vibration of love. So you need to start wanting love, not wanting karma, and not wanting revenge. Okay? That's why it's like, all the evil eye and everything. You see a lot of brooders. Evil eye, spell work, black magic, back to center. You know, when I do that, we just do that invocation, I always said send healing. Send it back to center so they know what they're doing. And send healing. Because I want them to heal that, but it was like I was still wanting them to have karma for what they were doing. So I've been keeping this over here with the universal love bracelet. And this is why I wear this. It's all. Everything is love. I'm in support of all kinds of love. Every time. Everything is a vibration of love. But every time there's a car alarm going off, you hear that? That doesn't often happen here. So that's significant. That you need to just, it shouldn't be protecting and not giving love to, because that's why I've been seeing for some people that, but to me it's more about giving love. Be aware of those, when those things, and that's when somebody needs love. I can't tell you how many times I've had people come at me and then I go light work them. They need some love, right? Because it's knowing that you are a generator for source energy too. I'm talking to my sources and light workers, so don't be stingy with your light, okay? But if you notice somebody's like draining and things like that, like you'll know when it's times, but don't be, I'm going to completely avoid, you know what I mean? Like have those healthy boundaries and things like that. But know that every time you give love and energy, it comes back to you. So all those times that you're holding back from shining your light, then you're holding back from yourself too. Like for some of you, you could have some people that are, you just like, I mean, it's different if people are taking advantage of you, like manipulating you, like literally like being a vampire. They're after you just to, those people that just want to get stuff. Have you ever had those times where somebody, it's like they just want to get information, that start an argument with you because they're having a bad day? Those sort of things, like just send some love. So have those boundaries up to be careful. Like there's sometimes I could tell some people are like that, and they'll come at me and ask 2717, how because I say that, or try to ask questions when they're having a bad day. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna, you know, I flip it around to like, no, let's turn this into sending some love your way and try to heal what's going on instead of you trying to find out. You know what I mean? So it's about finding better ways to transmute more of the energy that you're resistant to giving, I guess is what I was getting. Right? So you're finding out a lot more about ways to just stay in this flow of love, right? I don't know. I hope that made sense for some of you. And it might not be that way with every single encounter, but maybe it that message was to come across for just some of you, for a few individuals or something. However it is, just stay to love. Like, you know, when I see people going through it, it's not like offering love. Like, I don't want people to experience what they were projecting towards me anymore. I want people to be, you know what it is, that same thing about just releasing its belief systems, its certain little things that they had us, especially for those of us that have had to rely like on this system, you know, like the justice. I never understood the justice. You're not supposed to interfere. Like, I get it. I feel all this like, what the hell is she talking about? Right? Because karma takes care of, like, it creates the balance. Why do we need to step in and do that? But they need to enforce their laws, that they shouldn't have restrictions, but because they don't control us, they create all this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All of it's like, so for some of you maybe that I brought that up, like you need to, you know, have love and light, you know. And we start to, like, I've been just noticing, seeing things, so many, like, I'm seeing so many people having to act out, live their lives, right, in this matrix because they're controlled. Like, looking around, just seeing, like, everybody just so much controlled, right? Like, just so much of it. That's why this was such a big thing, and it really took a lot of us to really stand out, be authentic, be in our black sheep energy, be in our wild free energy, right? To really stand out, really go against the norms. Like, it takes out, like, a lot of this, I don't feel a lot of you just realize how much of a change that you make just by being here and being your authentic self. So do more of just vibration of love, right? Like, I have so many people that come at me and, like, it used to bother me, right? Sometimes because I'd be like, I'm out here spreading love. Why are you throwing hate my way? You know, and like, at times, because sometimes people would turn down the light work, and then I would take that as like, well, why did I align with you, right? You never know when you touch somebody, when you, in an interaction, or hearing something, or seeing something. But anyway, it's changing on this vibration of love. So, for some of you, like, if you're staying in a situation for somebody else's emotional stability instead of your own, you're holding them back by staying and allowing to. So for some of you, like, you are going to feel like you have to cut people off, make such, like, changes. Even though I was just saying, like, I hope it's making sense. This is how it's coming across. It's so many different messages from many different levels, right? Like, you're really, really, like, just be in this self-love energy. So you have your boundaries. And give the love that you feel is fair. Just don't project, like, karma, things like that. That's why it's a little bit like they want to be a little bit selfish with their energy, because you do have, like, dark matrix, right? That is the corrupt system, right? That's still trying to control, but it's like, don't have karma for the people, because a lot of them don't even realize they're being used. It's like when you start to realize to have compassion for people that aren't in control of their emotions. It's like sometimes you find out somebody goes through a trauma or a very traumatic experience, and you're like, wow, that's why they're acting out like that. You know what I mean? How you're having, I guess, compassion, right, is the word, this big phrase of compassion. Right? So I feel like a lot of this too, I feel I need to say, because I feel the energy shift, like, I don't want you to feel like you haven't been doing things right. Because see, like, I give teachings, right, for the way that things should be. And for some of you, it's to activate certain things that need to change. And then I also light work and heal all my enemies, all of my contracts that I have, right? I don't like to let go of them, even though I've fulfilled part of my contracts. It's one of these things. Maybe that's something you need to change. Maybe for some of you, you need to realize that it was just like a contract. You served your part, and you do have to let go and walk away to serve that part of the contract, right? So what I'm saying is, like, if you don't feel like a part is for you, then that could be a part where I'm giving a teaching to one of my enemies, right? So it might not be even for you. So if you do feel that something's like, or it's triggering something for you, either way, you gotta look at it, right? It's like, it triggered me, why? So maybe you need to work with taking yourself out of things, or even be at the point where it's like, why would it even matter anyways? You know what I mean? If it's like, oh, that it was just, maybe the trigger was to not get triggered by people that, you know what I mean? Why are you free? I don't know. Wow, okay. They're being cute with this. So anyways, you start to know that, you know, God is always watching. So it's that divine realm, the the higher realms, so you see all, and the being one with you. That's why a lot of these goddess codes that we've been invoking and activating and getting back online, you know, a lot of us were merging with our higher selves, okay? And for some, it's like you're realizing who you always were. Like, you're realizing your multiple different realities all at once. It's like you're consolidating, is that the word? Like, all of your past lives into one. So for a lot, it's like you're realizing, like, wow. Like, so that's this life review I feel that's coming through too, is it's like, you're just starting to realize, like, wow, if I always was, if everything is simultaneously just like always existing, right? Past, present, future. Like I can access parts of me, powers, energies, ancient. For some of you, you're realizing like ancient skills and abilities that you have. Like recently, like I thought I would look into one, and when I started doing it, I was like, oh my gosh. Like this was a talent and a skill I had before, because I wouldn't be that good at this, and I wouldn't just pick it up like this if I didn't do this before. So it's just like, wow. So for some of you, like, how to explain this? Like for some of you, like, it's cute. Like I was starting to teach my son tarot, right? And he was like, well, I don't even know how to shuffle a deck. I was like, kidding me? Like, yeah, I guess you don't really play with cards, right? Because like all the kids play with electronics, right? So I remember, like, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna show him how to shuffle. But then I gave him the deck, you know what I mean? And he just started shuffling. It's those things, right, where it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, because you recall it very, very fast and quickly when it's something that you've done before. Like, that's just what they're showing you. So for some of you, like, it's going to be something easy like that. Like, don't think that you don't know something. Just start with something, and then you're going to pick it up, and you're going to be like, oh, right? So you're merging all of these things, and then you're starting to realize, sorry, it's bothering me. I got a stuffy nose. All right. So you're going to be realizing that you're able to access skills, talents, abilities, all of that from like previous lives, and you're using all of those, and you're realizing that you're all one. You're really like, so it's part of us pulling all of our energy back. So yeah, energy never stops, right? So what if, like, you look at things from a higher perspective, like all the ones from the very beginning are here now, right? And it has to do with the reset, and we're getting to fix. It's like, you know, you always get that, if I could go back in time and fix it, da 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 da. It's kind of like you get that energy because the remembrance of things, if that makes sense. So for some of you, you're feeling like, wow, like I get this new chance. That's what's happening with like this awakening too. Like, and for some of you, you're feeling or realizing that, you know, you quantum leaped here, right? Like you are a time traveler, and just all different things. Like, okay, there's so many different things that are going on. This is such a beautiful time, right? It's all about a frequency energy. So yeah, yesterday, so major shift, and I feel that this message is going to go out to a lot of you that are experiencing that. If you were just like, why do I feel uncertain? Why am I feeling this? Well, just relax, calm down, go let all these codes integrate. And I hope that this reading helped. So I'm going to leave it here. I feel like I went off with a lot of stuff. They didn't even have me write down that much stuff. Only like 3 things, but so much was coming in. That's why I was like, I just got to start recording and see how this goes. I'm going to get into some cards, right? So just like, it's like night and day. Like you're going to have some sort of like major switch. Like I said, like literally like just waking up in a new reality. Because it's like, you know, you feel so blessed when you understand. You know how sometimes like you can be so lost in something, and then once like you're given one key piece or told something, you totally understand, and you're just like, oh, that's so much better. Like, wow, like, all right, like this changes everything now. You know, like literally that's gonna happen. But I can't even explain like how fast it's gonna happen. It is how quickly this shift, this knowledge, this level, because you're going to realize it's within the mind. Like I was like, I gave the example like waking up, but it's like it could happen in the middle of the afternoon. Like I still woke up running through the same things that happened, you know, because I was like, some very traumatic things kind of happened yesterday that it's like these things happen. They were just showing me cycle in. Like, I guess that's kind of what I was waking up doing. I was just like, well, that's why that's ending. That's why that's ending. They're showing me like all these things, like getting crossed off the list or getting flipped. And it's like, that happened, this changes, but like all this. And all of a sudden I was just like, wow, look at me like going through, like closing everything up, moving things. And I was just like, what is, like, wow. It's just, I don't know how to explain this except for some of you, like, quantum leaps. These light codes are causing a huge quantum leap. Like, so many, like, levels of elevations and doors are going to be opened for you. Okay, if it doesn't make sense to you, it will. Otherwise, it was confirmation of you definitely quantum leap ascended. You got the keys. You create your new world as you speak, right? So, all right, that was the reading I had for you. Beautiful, beautiful 888 energy, and this is still going through the 12. So for some of you, like, confirmation, your activation and all of that, like I'm talking about, can very much be coming, right? Because this is all this energy that's been coming in, right? Because for some of you, maybe getting away from certain people, closing cycles, there's just simple things that you have to do, but don't think that you were not getting these light codes, right? For some of you, certain key codes and different things, right? Oh my gosh. Just, what is it? Through the 12th, yeah, okay. But like I said, the portal open forever. Go check out the Ugly movie, Ugly Dolls movie. Love and light to all of you. Bye.